What's up, guys? Profile the Fell-Handed here, bringing you the Art of the Bat 9. South Coast Standard Battle. Greens are on the south spawn, reds are on the north spawn. Typically, what I like to do as a Bat Chat player is head to F0, post up there, get in the bushes, get on the hill, and put rounds directly south of their spawn point. You know, where the TDs and some heavies and whatnot tend to, you know, congregate. There's not a lot of cover over there unless they really push up against that hill. If they're just kind of loitering around, once they get spotted, you know, you're almost equal height. You can pretty much just spray rounds all over their section, which is what you should be looking for. And most of it's flank shots, because they tend to be looking more north. You always have to be careful of the guys that push directly opposite of the hill here you're at. It's either like 2 or 3 of them or all of them. So you have to be very careful. What I've been doing here lately is posting up deep in the bush, turning around, getting ready to hit the bricks. Now normally I'll keep my front armor angled up to where I can back up. I end up bouncing a lot of rounds that way. But in some cases, you know, there's just an acre of shit over here. I like to get the fuck out of Dodge as fast as possible. Now, from this vantage point, you can get excellent shots, as you see here. I've, you know, sprayed out the clip and been very successful. And, you know, right now I'm just kind of backing up, reloading. And, you know, like I said, when you're engaged, you don't really want to do much of anything. You just want to kind of loiter around, get your shots in, whatever. If you've seen my Art of the Bat video a couple episodes ago, you know, if you're in a bad trade, if you're not pumping out the right amount of damage compared to what you're taking, you know, honestly, I would consider a bad trade 1-for-1. Granted, there are all those times where you can do nothing about it. Sometimes you're going to be in a 1-for-1 trade, and it's shitty, but you've got to do it. Get the hell out of there. You know, you're going to be in those situations that are known as knife fights. A knife fight is 2 mediums going at it. And the reason it's called a knife fight is medium tanks have pretty much ridiculously high penetration. They load APCR standard tier 10s do. They're very punchy rounds. And the reason it's called that is if you're ever in a real knife fight, one of you is going to the hospital and one of you is going to the morgue. And that's exactly how it is in World of Tanks if 2 mediums are going at it. You know, you ever fight like a 140 versus a bat, somebody's going to the morgue and somebody's going to the hospital. And that's how it is. That's just how it is. So, you know, granted, if you're in a knife fight situation, yes, sometimes you're going to be on the opposite end of the trade, whatever. You know, sometimes you switch from doing what you want to doing what you can. And that's just the nature of the beast. You're not always going to come out on top all the time. But, you know, you have to kind of set yourself up to where you do come out on top, if you catch what I'm saying. So, right now we're reloading, so obviously we're advancing. We know there's a few guys up here. We've got Artie just getting the fuck out of Dodge. He knows what's coming. And, you know, the Greens are establishing a good foothold here. And, you know, with this tank, you just kind of want to roll with combat. Right now, we've got everybody as a team running for the hills there. And, you know, we're essentially mop-up duty. If we play our cards right, we can come up, we can get these guys that are isolated, we can shut them down, we can move on, we can reload. By the time we get to the next group, we're loaded again. And that's how you want to do business in the Bat Chat 25T. Keep them moving, keep it running, keep the gun up, keep rounds on target, and stay mobile, okay? You never want to be stationary unless you're just posted up in a bush or whatever. You know, I would feel more comfortable being stationary with 6th Sense, obviously. That way, if you're posted up, you know, somebody comes out who bumps your camo, you're like, oh, hey, okay, cool. I'm spotted. Let me get the fuck out of Dodge. Versus, you know, if you don't have 6th Sense, you're just kind of sitting there like an asshole waiting to get shot. You don't want that situation. You don't want the second situation, you want the first situation. You have to be very careful of artillery in this tank. They will make rape on you. So see, right now we're in a knife fight. And I just happened to be pretty decent on shells. Plus, I've got a guy here with me, just in case, you know, things didn't go down right. And, you know, in this case, you have to be very cautious because there were other guys on the board. I wasn't really 100% sure. That's why you kind of saw me stay in that little cove area there, that little piece of cover for a minute, because I wasn't quite 100% sure who was where. I didn't really want to pull out and immediately get shot. If you ever notice, that's kind of how Artie works. You know, I mean, granted, Artie was already dead, but if you have like a large conflict and the last guy dies and everybody rushes forward to go get the rest of the team, Artie immediately fires a round out like 20 meters ahead. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Granted, no Artie, but you know, the same could still be true. So you just have to be very cautious. Granted, and that's something experience will teach you, you know, to be very cautious of things like that. You know, and that goes along the same lines of conserving HP. And that's generally what you want to do in this tank / any tank. Granted, this tank does have the lowest HP of any tier 10, and that's bad and that's good. It's good because you don't have to do a whole lot of damage to bump your DCR. Your DCR for the uninitiated is damage caused receive, so you don't have to do a whole lot. You get, you know, you get 5 shots, you get 1 solid clip in this tank, and you're good. Of course, that pretty much goes for any medium that's pulling down 390 a shot. So, guys, thank you very much for watching the Art of the Bat 9. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.